Hello, everyone.
Really? Another one? Fine. Last year's Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey proved to be one of the worst horror films of the year. It was by far my least favorite theatrical experience and completely barren of any passion. It was a dull affair that failed to deliver much on the horror or the fun, so I rolled my eyes when a sequel was announced. Then my eyes reached near the back of my skull when the Poohniverse was announced. But I'm here to tell you something shocking. It appears the filmmakers have learned their lesson and now understand what their films need to be: fun. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 follows Christopher Robin, now played by Scott Chambers, 1 year after the events of the original film. Only the film that we saw, and the one that I reviewed last year, was actually a movie within this world. This explains the monster redesigns as well as the change to the lead, and it honestly feels like a nice reset for the series. God, it's so weird to call it that. If they're planning on making this a whole universe, then the world set up in the last film wasn't exactly vibrant. But this one does a better job of actually establishing a town for the 100-acre wood to exist near. It's not just some phantom wooded area. This opens the film up to the more slashery elements. Most of the film follows Pooh and the crew as they're killing residents of Ashdown. And holy hell are there a lot of deaths. I lost track at somewhere around 40, but it really wouldn't shock me if it actually hit north of 50. And these are more than just simple stabbings and quick cutaways. There were at least 5 decapitations, with each managing to be a bit different than the other. It's not quite to Terrifier levels of gore, but it's clear that's the direction that they were going for. And since none of the characters are worth caring about, the deaths leave little emotional impact. So expect a lot of cheering in your theater when someone gets theirs. The designs in the last film were very generic, so I was happy to see an update. Piglet in particular had a terrible Halloween store look. And I'm not going to claim that these creatures don't look like men in costumes, but that's kind of part of the charm. Especially Owl, who looks absolutely ridiculous, especially when flying. Though there were times where the silhouettes of Tigger and Pooh were a little hard to differentiate from. I think their faces were just too similar. Another element they vastly improved upon were the animations, which have a lot more character to them this time around. I like the blue hue, and they clearly put a little more of the budget towards some quality animation. Even the technical side of the film feels vastly improved upon. Given how many eyeballs often land on these public domain horror projects, it's nice to finally see the technical side handled with a bit of professionalism. It should be seen as a job opportunity for their own original ideas, so I never understand just phoning it in. Thankfully, there actually feels like a bit of passion exists with the filmmaking here. I'm not sure what changed between the first film and this one, but I'm glad that they didn't just put their head in the sand and produce the exact same film a second time. I'm shocked to say that I had a fun time with Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I went into this showing with my heels dragging and was shocked at the balls that it managed to have. The kills are nasty and nearly non-stop. Anytime the story starts to feel dragged down by lore, they quickly go to a creative and satisfying kill. It's clear from the introduction that ran before the film that filmmakers Scott Chambers and Reese Frake Waterfield have a lot in store for us. And honestly, it seems like they've course corrected and understand the kind of movies that these public domain horror films need to be. And that's a breezy story that facilitates kill after kill, which eventually leads to a nifty final showdown. So long as they don't break the formula too much, it should be a fun universe to follow. Here's hoping they keep it up, which is why I give Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 a 7 out of 10. Dear God, I can't believe it.
All of Ashdown will burn.